So if it hasn't gotten crazy already with the Bud Light situation, now you got the likes of Donald Trump himself commenting on the situation with Bud Light. And you already know if Donald Trump is commenting on something regarding you, you know something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And again, he's using it as a means to be able to promote himself, which is all good. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But I think it's pretty damn hilarious, especially since his own son required or asked people to try to stop the boycott, which we're going to get into in this article. So I have one from New York Post, guys, and it says Trump on Bud Light controversy. Money does talk. Anheuser-Busch now understands that. So we're going to get into this article, guys. But of course, before we do, just consider giving this video a like so you can push us out into the YouTube algorithm. It says Donald Trump made a brief mention of the recent Bud Light controversy after staying silent for weeks, appearing to suggest that the beer giant Anheuser-Busch has learned a lesson the hard way. Now, the funny thing is, I initially thought that Trump was going quiet on this situation simply because his son was very vocal on this situation. So he was very vocal about the fact that you should stop the boycott, which, by the way, I don't think you should stop it at all. I think they should feel every fucking penny for the decision they decided to make, but that's neither here nor there. He was very, very much against the boycott because they donate money to Republicans. Now, the thing is, they donate apparently at a 60-40 split, so 60% of the money goes to Republicans on average with Anheuser-Busch, and 40% goes to Democrats. So it's not like it's a landslide when it comes to money going towards one direction or the other, like it is for Silicon Valley tech jobs, but still, it's something that if the money's coming in, that shouldn't take away from your values. And I know like money is very important to these political parties, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, if they made a decision so blatantly against what you stand for, why would you ask to stop the boycott? You're asking to stop the boycott because you figured out that the money rolls in, and that's really what it is. So money is the biggest talk, but we're going to go further into it. So it says money does talk. Anheuser-Busch now understands that. Trump wrote on Truth Social, the social media app he created in October 2021 after he was suspended from Twitter. The post went on to promote The Great Patriot, a book by Wayne Allen Root that promotes great conservative companies to buy from and invest in and ways to defund leftist woke companies. It's time to beat the radical left at their own game, Trump also wrote in the post. The comments from the former president came after his son, Donald Trump Jr., had called for an end to the boycott via video platform Rumble on April 14th. I do not agree with that at all. I do not agree with that at all. And then the reasoning that he gave for it was really sus. It says, we looked into the political giving and lobbying history of Anheuser-Busch, and guess what? They actually support Republicans, said the former first son. What does it matter? What does it matter if they support Republicans? They literally came out, the VP of marketing literally came out and said that the customers that they have right now are dying off and they need to adhere to a younger clientele base. So that's why they went woke. They went woke because they were trying to get all the Gen Z people to drink their shitty beer. And the problem with that is that their customers are not going anywhere close to dying. That's the problem. Like they're 10 to 20, 30 years off on average before their entire customer base dies off and they need to get new customers, right? So you're going to have these people who are eventually going to grow up and probably start to change their political mindset. Gen Z may be very woke right now, but 20, 30 years from now, when they grow up and they got bills to pay and they got responsibilities, they may end up changing their mind. Half of them, or maybe even a little less, who knows? But again, you're trying to make a decision now, but what are you doing? Like, why would you get Dylan Mulvaney, of all people, to promote your beer? You're doing it because you knew that it would get a lot of clicks, you knew it would get a lot of views, and that's what you were hoping for. You were hoping that it was going to go to all the young people who obviously watch Dylan. That's just more proof that young people watch Dylan, which is a big problem overall. But for you to alienate 80 to 90% of your current customer base in the hopes to garner 5 to 10% new customers that won't even support you probably, it's ridiculous. Why would you do that? I still, to this day, don't understand the decision that VP of marketing made. Obviously, she was put on a leave of absence, but again, I think it's going to be permanent. It says last cycle, their employees and their PAC gave about 60% to Republicans and 40% to Democrats, Trump Jr. added. That's literally almost unheard of in corporate America, where it's really easy to go woke, where they do so constantly, where there's a consequence to actually being a conservative. So 60-40 to the conservative side is kind of a big deal. While that may be a big deal financially, they still went woke at the end of the day. They decided to say, screw you. that 60%, they decided to say, screw you. We're going to focus on our 40% that are in-house voting Democrat right now. And we're going to try to get 5 to 10% new customers because that's all we're really going to get. But we're going to try to go after those people. Screw all you Republicans. Screw all you conservatives. Screw all you right-leaning people. We're going to use a trans grifter to promote our beer because why? That's what we're going to do. So again, I understand that they give 60% to Republicans. That's fantastic. Great for Anheuser-Busch. But it doesn't mean anything to me when their campaigns say otherwise. So it says, since transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney posted a custom Bud Light can with his face on it to Instagram, Anheuser-Busch has been at the center of a culture war. Now gay bars are also boycotting Anheuser-Busch for its seemingly phony support of Mulvaney and the LGBTQ plus community after CEO Michael DeCouris comments last week that Mulvaney's post was not a formal campaign. And that's the problem. When you pander to a certain political side, and it's usually the left, I'm just being honest with you, when you pander to that side, the moment you speak against them in any manner, you're not even speaking against them. You're just saying, hey, okay, we did our post, we did whatever, now we're moving on. If you don't have complete and utter submission to this party, they will try to destroy you any chance they get. Just ask J.K. Rowling. You have to agree with everything they say. You have to do everything they say. You have to think the way they think. Otherwise, if you are not part of the hive mind and you even dare come out slightly, you're going to get canceled. You are no longer necessary. You are no longer useful, and they will try to do everything they can to destroy you. Now, obviously, we know from Hogwarts Legacy that their power is very minimal, but again, they are trying to do it every chance they get, especially when you, supposedly, according to them anyway, spit in their face. So it says, during an earnings call, he went on to explain to investors that disinformation was spread following Mulvaney's post, which featured a custom can that was never actually for public sale. So that's amazing how they're basically trying to blame everybody else for this. They're trying to blame you guys, basically. They're trying to blame everybody who's watching this video right now and trying to say, oh, you're the ones who are spreading misinformation. You're the reason why we're suffering right now. You're the reason why our sales are down right now because you spread misinformation about our marketing campaign. It's ridiculous. How about you focus on actually having a clear-cut marketing campaign? Maybe realize that you should have been more transparent with it. You should have came out and said, you know what, this is just literally one post. We just did one post with Dylan Mulvaney. That's it. That's all we did. You didn't even want to speak on it publicly. You only spoke about it in an earnings call because you had to, because investors were getting worried. So that's ridiculous to me. So nobody's going to take you seriously now. As early May, Bud Light saw sales plunge 21% compared to the same week in 2022. Meanwhile, the number of beer cases sold, whether in packs of 12, 18, or 24 cans, plummeted 26% the same week, according to Nielsen IQ. The data revealed the biggest drop since the controversy kicked off, when sales only dropped by 6% and volumes initially fell to 11%. So, listen, the boycott is working, okay? The boycott is 100% working, and they'll try to convince you that the boycott is not working, but I'm telling you guys right now, all the numbers and all the information we have currently points to the fact that it is absolutely working. People are more than happy to live their lives without Bud Light. Bud Light is not as important as they thought they were. I know they thought they were, but they're not as important as they think, and they are very easily replaceable. So listen, stick to Dylan Mulvaney, man. That's it. Double down, triple down. I think the only thing that Anheuser-Busch can do right now is to triple down on the fact that they supported Dylan Mulvaney and used them to push out a message. So if they can triple down on that, then they'll get the wokies to support them, hopefully in the future, and I just hope it's enough money, man. But needless to say, we've seen it time and time again that the moment you will go woke, you go broke, which tells me there's not enough money in that community to support you at all. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.